Does Moneyball actually work? That's the question we're trying to answer as we rebuild the Oakland A's, who really need all the help they can get. Our goal is to build a championship team without spending money. We need to acquire players with renewable contracts who are easy to trade for, and we have to nail the draft. Our big trade in part 1 is paying off so far, as Vinny Pasquantino is 5th in All-Star voting at first base. We had a great month of June, and we needed every win we could get to catch up in the AL West race. Unfortunately, Shea Langeliers hit a soft grounder to short, ending that inning with a runner on first. Rookie Lawrence Butler was one of the big reasons our season turned around, and he drew a walk in the top of the 7th. Nick Pivetta had pitched a great game and finally left a slider up over the plate. This might have landed right on the line if it wasn't for Yoshida making an outstanding catch. Thankfully though, while Dalton Jeffries had struggled on the mound this year, our 5th starter really came through with a strikeout, and Pivetta was starting to make some mistakes, leaving the circle change over the plate that Peterson smacked for a left field single. We were running out of time with 2 outs in the top of the 8th, but we had our most clutch hitter up to the plate. Vinny P, the aspiring all-star, makes the right fielder do a somersault and sends Peterson around to tie the game. That is an RBI triple. In the bottom of the 8th, we called on another guy we traded for, and Dylan Tate's gonna get the punch out to end the inning. We were tired of extra inning games, and Aledmus Diaz had an opportunity to take the lead and extend his 14-game hit streak, but flies out. Domingo Acevedo just had to get 3 outs, and he couldn't even get one. Rafael Devers goes yard into right field, showing shades of Kyle Tucker from last episode, and it's so heartbreaking. That loss was the last straw for me. It was time to make some moves. We're gonna play Moneyball, and in order to do that, we need to understand exactly what we're looking for. No more extra inning games. It's time for more offense. We haven't scored enough runs to be a true competitor in the AL West. There wasn't much on the trade block, but Trace Thompson really caught my attention, and he absolutely mashes right-handed hitting. The Dodgers gave him away for pretty much nothing, but we needed an instant impact as we were in extra innings against the Astros, and he slapped one into right field, giving us a chance to walk it off. Aguilar had the chance to end the game in one swing and shot it back up the middle. That's your ball game. We finally beat Houston, and it feels really good. Trace Thompson making an instant impact. He's had a bit of a down year, but that's Moneyball. We were fighting with our entire division for a playoff spot, and we absolutely needed to win this series against the Astros, but we're off to a bad start. Fujinami was back on the mound for us, but he was giving up a ton of contact early. Thankfully though, this one was caught at the warning track. We survived. The rookie out of Japan's been a little inconsistent this year, but when he's on, he's on. We're still scoreless. Then he really found his rhythm, and it was fun to watch, as he made Michael Brantley look absolutely silly on the cutter, and just a few pitches later, he retired Alex Bregman. I think we'll keep him on the team. Our bats had gone cold yet again, which is frustrating, but I was optimistic we'd turn it around because I made another deal. Ramon Arias was on the block for the Orioles, and we absolutely had to have him. I love Tony Kemp, but Baltimore wanted our 5 starter, and we upgraded second base. Our new lineup looked a lot better on paper, but I was waiting to see some results. And the rookie Lou Simon delivered in the bottom of the 5th to break the scoreless drought. We traded for all of those hitters, and all it took was an auto-generated free agent rookie to make the biggest play of the game. He's having a decent rookie year, but fellow rookie Lawrence Butler could possibly win AL Rookie of the Year. He was trying to help us extend our lead in the bottom of the 5th inning, and he smacked a high curveball into center field, but it was caught on the run, still 1-0. Kyle Tucker was up to bat, and we were trying to preserve our lead in the 6th inning. Thankfully, he hit a soft grounder right to the second baseman, and the flip ended the inning. We were relying on Trevor May in the 7th inning, and his beautiful slider struck out McCormick swinging. He had a tough season, but he was facing the bottom of the order and got Corey Lee looking to end the 7th. Unfortunately, 2 men got on, and we brought on Dylan Tate to clean up the mess. There were 0 outs, and they laid down a sacrifice bunt to put runners on 2 and 3, and Tate had to go through the top of the order with 1 out. Brantley hit a grounder to second. He didn't even try to throw home. Tie game, extra innings. We've been in the 10th inning more than any team in baseball, and our relievers have to be sick of it. We could end this game in 1 swing, but Lawrence Butler decided to fly out, and our offense continues to just disappear in big moments. We were facing Kyle Tucker in the top of the 11th, and he continues to be our nemesis, driving in a run from third base, and Houston had their first lead of the game. Unfortunately though, that was not the end of the carnage in the 11th inning, as Jeremy Pena drove one into the right center gap. Kyle Tucker scored. We lose in extras again. Every loss puts us further away from the playoffs. We had a chance to go 500 after a huge slump, and Lou Simon delivered in the bottom of the 10th inning, scoring Jace Peterson around all the way from second base. He showed some real hustle, and we finally win one of these extra inning games and get our record back to 50-50 with 62 games to go. Our new roster moves were starting to turn this team around, but those weren't the only new players we added before the trade deadline. We finally signed all of our MLB draft picks, and it looks like we absolutely struck gold on literally all of our picks. Athletics. My first and favorite pick of the draft was center fielder Akio Sasaki, and he has legit superstar potential. He could make an impact very soon, but we'll have to wait and see on guys like Royce Kern, who have potential but are pretty raw. We got a lot of diversity in this draft, and I can't wait to see some of these guys become key contributors in the series. However, I made one more trade deadline move that helps us right now. We didn't have a 5-starter after trading Dalton Jeffries for Ramon Urias, but we could do much better. Jose Suarez was on the block for the Angels, and he's a very well-rounded young player. We had to give up Tyler Wade and Brent Rooker, who I really like, but the addition of a new #1 pitcher was big as we got back to 500 going into September against the Los Angeles Angels, where Jose Suarez struck out Mike Trout in his revenge game. With 2 outs in the top of the first, he was just trying to get out of the inning, and Shohei Ohtani hit one into the gap in left center field. It was 1-0. September call-ups was here, and we made a new addition to our lineup. AAA All-Star Richard Keenan was signed as a free agent earlier in the year, and he's only gotten better in 1 year at AAA, absolutely mashing with over 900 OPS, and it seems like these auto-generated rookies just keep stepping up as Lou Simon hits a double off the wall, trying to spark our offense. With 2 outs in the bottom of the first, Aledmus Diaz was not going to leave Lou Simon on base, comes through with an RBI single. Our new ace was also starting to settle in, elevating the fastball for another strikeout. Our September call-up addition Richard Keenan was up to the plate, and he was served a curveball on a silver platter, launched way deep into center field, but it was caught on the run. We were down 1 in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Vinny P was up to bat with 1 on, and while he made great contact, it was straight into the left fielder's glove. Lou Simon stole second base, and Aledmus Diaz was up to bat, and he would not disappoint, getting this one to drop for his second RBI of the day. Him and Lou Simon are on fire. Jose Suarez built some confidence against his former team, going up 0-1 against Mike Trout, but he was brought down to earth real quick as Mike Trout launched a no-doubter 2-run shot into left field. New pitcher, doesn't matter, we still lose to the Angels. We've acquired a lot of players who are putting us in a better position to win, and that's very clear as we're now the 24th best team in the league. We needed a great September, but we lost a series to Texas, and we could no longer make the playoffs. We had 2 young players competing for Rookie of the Year, and as the season winded down, it was getting very intense. Simon got on base in the top of the 9th with a tie game, and he makes the clutch plays, but Lawrence Butler was the better statistical player in basically every category. He was up to bat with Simon on and wanted to show that he was clutch too. A 1-out base hit to advance Simon to second. Then with 2 guys on, All-Star Vinny Pasquantino did what he does best, coming up in big moments, hitting this one all the way back and off the wall. Simon and Butler can both fly. It's gonna be a close play. The relay throw's coming in, and it's offline like your grandma's Wi-Fi. A 2 RBI double for Vinny P. That's how it's done. We finally beat the Astros. This team's really fun to watch, and it feels like there's something special in Oakland. We had a really rough month of September, and while we made some moves for the future of our team, a really tough AL West division is gonna make this rebuild tougher than ever.